Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, Center Island's about to get gangbanged and plundered as FreakinAndy, playing as the Bohemians in orange, takes on Capoch, playing as the Malians in blue. Now, while the players herd their herdables, explore their island surroundings, and try to get their butts up the Feudal Age ASAP, why don't we take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today and take a look at the map first. Now, if you're not familiar with migration, take a look at what we're working with. Everyone starts on a small, resource scarce, but kind of not a terrible amount of resources on each island, about 6,400 gold and about 2,100 stone. But the real prize, the real conquering nature of the players will want to take control of this center island. Very rich in resources, very important. Lumber. This is a water hybrid land map, and so lumber becomes very, very important, especially if the players decide to engage in any kind of naval activity. And of course, as with all water maps, lots and lots of sources of food in the water, whether it's snapper, salmon. I'm not too sure about salmon realistically, but it is what the map is. And so the name of the game: establish your settlement, get your butt onto this center island, and then fight over dominion of it, the new world, let's call it. But in any event, let's take a look at the Civ matchup we'll be watching today, because the players are very far away from even setting foot on Center Island. So a good time for us to take a look at what we're working with. Now, the Bohemians, a civilization that pushes its players towards gunpowder units by making chemistry and hand cannoneers available in Castle Age, and they have access to an upgrade that increases the speed of all gunpowder units. Now, Bohemians are not just a one-trick hand cannoneer pony. They also have two other powerful, unique gunpowder units at their disposal. The first, pretty cool, the Hussite Wagon, is an incredibly tanky, powerful siege unit, sometimes called the Mobile Wall. Why is it called that? Because it actually protects units behind it from enemy projectiles by cutting the damage that those projectiles do to those units in half. Their second unique gunpowder unit is the Haufnitze, or Howitzer, an upgraded version of the already powerful bombard cannon with more HP, better armor, higher damage, wider blast radius, and a massive 250 attack bonus against buildings. But remember, before you get too excited about this unit, it does cost more than Imperial Age to upgrade from bombard cannon to Haufnitze. Now, to provide backup for these expensive, powerful gunpowder units, the Bohemians do have a few pretty cool options. To start with, their Spearman line units deal 25% more bonus damage, which might be problematic here for our Malian if he decides to go for Rimba Cavalry. And second, you can evolve your entire monk line by researching an upgrade that replaces the entire cost of gold for both monks and monk technologies with food, essentially turning Bohemian monks into trash units, which is not something we get to see every day, but I think we did see it recently. I'm not going to spoil the game, but take a look the last few days. Check out the Bohemian game. You'll see a nice little Hussite reform surprise. Now, as every player knows, gunpowder units are pretty expensive, so to help pay for them, Bohemian universities and blacksmiths do cost less wood. Their mining camp upgrades are free of charge. Their markets work 80% faster, and their villagers are harder to raid because they benefit both from fervor and sanctity, which makes them move faster and have 15 extra HP. That is the Bohemian settlement. Let's take a look at the Malian one on the eastern shore of Center Island. The civilization classified as infantry, but man, oh man, that is the understatement of the year. To start with, sure, units produced in a Malian barracks do come with extra pierce armor for free, starting in Feudal all the way up to +3 for free in Imperial, and their unique unit is the Gabeto, a quick infantry unit with a strong ranged melee attack, but terrible HP and 0 base armor of any kind. But beyond their infantry is where the Malians get super duper fun. Their cavalry can actually be upgraded to get a massive +5 attack boost, which is amazing because even though the Malians don't have hussars or paladins with this upgrade, their cavaliers actually have a higher attack than paladins, and their light cavalry and their camels are some of the strongest in the game. Now, if you choose instead to go the archer route, you'll have plenty of wood left over to build your army, since all Malian structures do cost 15% less wood, except for their farms. They're not exactly the Teutons over here. Now, to help you build your military as fast as possible, Malian gold miners do drop off more gold. Their universities work 80% faster, and their settlements are harder to raid because the Malians can actually upgrade their town centers to fire 8 arrows when not garrisoned and 18 arrows when fully garrisoned compared to the normal 10. I'm going to repeat that. 18 arrows. I mean, that's just redonkulous. 18 arrows when fully garrisoned. So those are the two civilizations we have before us. Not exactly the strongest of water civilizations. Oh, I was wrong about the players heading over to Center Island super duper quick. Before even the 9-minute mark of the game, Andy is already moving forward. It looks like this one male villager has a fishing net. So he is carrying 7 food, decides to finally turn around. Okay, kind of attack, but kind of not attack. Where is he going? Where is Andy going? He is traversing this new world here with a scout and 2 villagers. By the way, the map, I'm going to zoom out. It is a pretty big map. This is not your standard Arabia small or tiny size. Look at how little these units are. This reminds me of that Simpsons episode where Homer befriends Bill Gates and Bill Gates takes him up into the helicopter. And Homer says, from this view, all the people down below, they look like ants. And then Bill Gates goes, they are ants. Something like that. And anyway, transport ship is making its way around the southern horn of Center Island. Andy's exploration here is on point, but we are going up to 3 docks for our Malians. So I was about to say, these are not exactly the most powerful of naval civilizations, not exactly the Vikings or the Italians or anything like that. But we'll see how much naval plays a role in this. I mean, Blue's going to see this now, and he's going to definitely see the scout who attacks into his villager, who has a very low HP. Oh my goodness. Capoch didn't get loom. Did Andy get loom? Is this what you do on migration? You skip loom? I guess so. Not expecting to be attacked so quickly. And look at this. Oh my god, this is StarCraft medevac play over here as a fire ship joins. Oh man. Okay, so this game might be over in a few minutes. After a big talk, a whole big stink I made about how the map is huge. It is Andy, our Bohemian, who is moving forward, but a transport ship is full. Oh, I just heard something die. It is the scout of our Malians. How much of his island has our Malian seen? So our Malian has seen his entire starting island. So the scout, relevant, but not really relevant. He hasn't even set foot, hasn't made landfall yet onto Center Island, as Andy is just storming over this position here. These docks are not safe. These houses aren't safe. This villager isn't safe. These fire ships are just everywhere. What are we working with? We've got a transport for both. We've got 2 fire galleys with 5 more on the way for the Malians. We've got 4 fire galleys with 4 more on the way. So 8 versus 7. I don't think either of these civilizations has any special particular bonus or feature when it comes to these fire galleys. So numbers are really going to be what's relevant, unless defender's advantage. Capoch repairing his fire galley. Although he now runs away and it gets triple teamed here. 3-1 and by fishing ship as well. Oh my goodness. I should just stop calling things. I say bye fishing ship. It literally escapes by the skin of its teeth with 4 HP left. But why is Capoch leading these fire galleys right into it again? Oh, he leads them. They notice that the fishing ship has absolutely no HP and they decide to kill it. Capoch, though, he's fighting back. He's got his 4 fire galleys over here. What's over here? 2 fire galleys, a transport, 2 villagers repairing. Andy seems like he wants to be the one putting on the aggression. And why do I say that? Because look at the mini-map. He's here. He's literally in the face of our Malian. But does our Malian care? He is mining his gold. He is getting his lumber. He is building his settlement. He's down 2 villagers on the whole. Our Bohemian has killed 3 villagers so far. Confusing fire eruptions everywhere here. I'm not too sure. When we zoom out, the fire ships all kind of look the same, especially when one player is blue and it blends into the water here. But it looks like Andy's going to finally get cleared out here. A demo raft also coming out. Ooh, decides against it. Why waste yourself on a transport? What's over here? Also a fire galley with no kills. Okay, so we'll see what the players decide to do. For now, both of them firmly ensconced in Feudal Age, although our Malian just short some gold. Our Bohemian already heading up to Castle Age, but his naval situation looks very, very, very bad right now. Is he continuing to train more? You don't train fire galleys, right? You build them in a dry dock or a dock or something, right? I get that you like train cavalry units, you train archers. Do you train ships? It's the same question I had with trebuchets. Do you actually train trebuchets? This scout is still alive. He's alive but abandoned. The transport is gone, so this is a one-way ticket for this guy. I mean, Capoch, you've got the resources. You've got 1,050 food. You've got 250 gold. I think it's about time to click up to Castle Age, perhaps. Surprised he's not just swarming this scout with these villagers. They now have loom. Even so, this scout is basically dead. These villagers should be able to fight back. Oh, he fights back a little bit too late. Takes a poke and dies. The fire ship tries. Oh, but the range is absolutely shit on these guys. Let's take a look at Andy's settlement back home. He is now under attack, perhaps by 1 fire galley to the north, 3 to the south. So Capoch, having defended at home, having pushed back this orange tide of aggression, literally tide of aggression, he is now pushing back out into his opponent's territory. Fishing ships come under attack, and now Blue has established himself here. Has he seen any of Orange's infrastructure beyond the docks? No, he hasn't, so he doesn't know that Andy's in Castle. I mean, no, sorry, he knows Andy's in Castle. He doesn't know Andy's about to put down a second town center here. Oh, he's also getting War Galley upgrade and Bosa. Okay, so Andy is planning on committing to the water here. And in 22 seconds, he's going to have a pretty powerful naval advantage. It looks like his scout finally did bite the dust. Which of these 3 lucky villagers had the killing poke? And boom, fire galley matures into a man, becomes a fire ship. And now these fire galleys that are still in Feudal Age need to be a little bit more careful. I don't think the stats improve that much that they should be too super duper scared, but it's enough to shoo them away. There's no need in senselessly losing, especially not when you're pulling your opponent's navy while you yourself are still attacking its ships, fishing ships. Okay, now this blue spearman does discover the town center. Oh, he didn't wall these villagers in, but does he care? Oh my god, Rorschach style. I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me, says FreakinAndy. Is he gonna get the spearman? He loses a villager. He gets the spearman. Wow, literally by the skin of his teeth. Again, he survives. I shouldn't say again. It was Capoch's fishing ship that survived by the skin of his teeth. 7 HP on this loomless villager as the town center. Oh, he's got to be careful though. 22-30. No, repair. No, he doesn't repair. Oh, and the town center flops at 88.5%. Andy was probably focused somewhere completely different, defending his fishing ships, perhaps engaged in a naval battle. Oh, look at the HP on this guy. Demo. You don't want to waste it on this, but you have to, I guess. And all of a sudden, now he's got to train a transport ship out of where? Which of these docks is going to get a transport? This one, of course, because there's a villager right nearby getting some of them shore fish. And the natural chaos of a mixed land-based naval map is in full swing here, as we've got 2 navies set to collide to the north. We've got navies colliding in the east. We've got another transport ship about to pop out. Where is it? Oh, it went down south. Okay, so why didn't you just build it out of this one? In any event, we'll see if Andy can get his town center up. Capoch firmly defending his fishing industry up here to the north, as he pushes back yet another fire incursion. But this is a long way to go. Okay, so Andy, taking a bit of a breather, doesn't really want to move his villagers out here unsupported, is putting a barracks down first. No doubt for a few spearmen. Remember, those Bohemian spearmen with the 25% extra bonus damage are absolutely deadly when it comes to killing any kind of cavalry. Although for now, oh no. Okay, there they are, the spearmen. Does he still doesn't have loom, Andy. Okay, now you've got to run to the transport ship. Run to the medevac. Save your SCVs. No, they all end up dying right as the spearman pops out. Oh god, a little bit late to the party, this one spearman. But he takes down 2 scouts, so possibly a third. No, that's what this guy's for. But he pops out at the south side of the barracks. And now Andy has to go back. He's got to go pick up a few more villagers. Where's his transport ship down south? His docks are still up. He's continuing to build transport fire ships. And this is what I was talking about. In this map, wood is probably more valuable than stone. Unless you think maybe stone can be sold for gold and then gold can be used to buy wood. I would argue possibly. Although I shouldn't say anything. Watch the players plop down like 17 castles. Now that I said stone is not as relevant as wood on a water map, but we'll see. We'll see what's going on. Let's take a look as things kind of die down here for a hot second. Another demo raft kills itself for no reason as Andy. Oh, Andy is chasing this one trap creating fire galley as the three others just absolutely take their shots at his two. Good move there out of Capoch, but now he's being pushed back to the north. There's just so much happening on these hybrid maps. The spearman gets another scout. There's a monk out. Let's see if the spearman is able. Oh, it's a monk sandwich here between two sticks. I'm trying to think of the skewers. That's the word I'm looking for. I was gonna say those barbecue sticks that you put your meat on, but oh, look at that. Andy choosing to replace his town center here on the left. Not a bad idea. This way you don't have to really keep building transport ships every time your villagers die. He did get a monk, but might lose a spearman here to a conversion. Oh no, he's got two monks of his own. He's getting atonement. He's getting fervor. His monks are going to be super awesome in a few seconds. And remember, the Bohemians, these villagers also benefit from fervor. So take a look at their HP now. Take a look at their movement speed. Sanctity and fervor. Always fun to see for. And there we go. For the Bohemians, because it does benefit. It's like the Incas with their blacksmith upgrades for the villagers. It's a super cool feature. But I said forget the castles, and two castles are being plopped down opposite each other here. Not too sure about this location for a castle by Andy. I get that it's right at the top of the hill. Actually, maybe it's a actually fantastic location for a castle. I don't like castles generally next to wood lines, because it means you can't really place a treb anywhere here to defend if there's a treb on this side. But I don't think we're anywhere close to seeing trebs. Anyway, let's take a look what's going on around the map. We've got 4 kills for these fire ships. They twitched for a second. I thought maybe they'd notice these fishing ships, but they definitely noticed the fishing villager. In the center of the island, we've got the Battle of the Castles, as a Malian castle already up, a Bohemian castle en route, and this town center finally completes. 66 villagers to 83. Capoch is ahead in all metrics, about 18 villagers, about 2 army supply. His monks are not going to last very long. Oh, maybe they will. Oh, I called it wrong again. But a Gebeto is out. Ooh, she's got to run away. Run back to the castle. No, ballistic means that she made it back home nice, safe, and sound. As these fire ships continue running amok. And look at that. Capoch has destroyed one dock. He's going to destroy the second in literally in a second. And down it goes. He has defended himself. He still has a tiny bit of gold left on his starting island. Actually, maybe not. There's 3 more patches of gold. Still a good amount of stone. And he's established a position on Center Island to the north. So the players have stabilized. Capoch's score is actually about 15% or so ahead of his opponent. We'll see how that looks after this battle where he loses a unit. But castle on the high ground. Oh, he's going petards. I don't know about petards when the attack path is literally a direct line. But we'll see if Capoch notices there is a ram en route. We'll see if he combines the petards with the ram to create an impressive bang. Yeah, Capoch definitely notices the ram. So now might be a good time to let loose the petards of war. A demo raft looking for some damage, but my eyes, I really want to see, okay, maybe when he trains the third one. A few spearmen do ultimately bite the dust. A converted Gebeto here as well, joining in on the fun. I mean, now would be the time to release it before these villagers move forward to repair. The Gebetos are being trained in here, which means that these rams might be in a bit of trouble. Remember, Gebetos do melee damage. So these rams with their -3 melee armor are not going to last very long. Another scuffle to the south. Players microing so many things at once that they are just not paying attention to everything possible. Oh, the petards end up getting it. Fantastic. I thought I saw some movement on the minimap. I knew the second I would look away. You guys know, if this is not your first time on the channel, that I tend to look away at the worst possible times. Villager gets converted. No Tigui yet for our Malian, which means that these town centers are not firing 8 arrows when ungarrisoned, but the monk. So the monk is being attacked by a town center with very few villagers inside, being healed by 2 monks, which means it's literally a battle of infinite length. Both players now heading up to Imperial. Our Bohemian will hit it about 13, 14, 15 seconds ahead of his opponent. And we're still engaged in naval battles here as these 3 fire ships destroy Andy's. But Andy's got firm control of the land, at least at this point. He's got monks roaming around the map, trying to keep the Gebetos away, trying to convert villagers any chance he can. He's got a bit of an armed force here to the left. And look at this, 4 villagers targeted. 1 goes outside the range. Oh, now he's targeting the Gebetos. I mean, this is a juicy wood line here that you can target as well. Yeah, okay, the Gebeto. Oh, brilliant move out of Capoch. Garrisons the Gebetos and then exits them on the left side of the town center. A cute little trick there means that they did not have to move extra. Converted villager ends up dying, and look at how quickly they kill the ram. Anything melee just absolutely shreds these rams. I mean, naturally, it's more of a design to take on Pierce attack units. Naval gathering to the south, Navy gathering to the north. Andy has 2 patrolling fire galleys, but I mean, look at the HP, 7 HP, 1 kill, 3 kill for this guy. The Hussite wagon is out. Oh, man. Also, no melee armor on this unit, so the Gebetos, I don't know why they're running away. I don't know that the Hussite wagon necessarily is going to do very well against the Gebetos. Look at the 2 anchor castles that our Malian has built here. He does not want to give up control of the northern part of the island here. There's a lot of wood, 3 forests, 2 patches of stone, a patch of gold. But the mobile wall is mobile. It is on the move. It is heading straight for this town center. Again, I don't think that these guys should be moving out. I think the Gebetos are going to have a field day here. What are their upgrades? Actually, I should look at their upgrades first. What were you attacking? An outpost? Okay, so only a 10 attack. No upgrades whatsoever, but oh no. Let's see if I'm right. Yeah, look at how quickly they die. Oh my god. This is what happens when you have literally no armor. Even against a unit that does only 10 damage. It looks like Capoch has also managed to clear out the Navy here to the north and the south. All of a sudden, FreakinAndy is being besieged, so a good aggressive start out of him has kind of stalled a little bit. That being said, I mean, never bet against a clump of 10 monks, 9 and a 10th heading over. We're getting gill nets, we're getting padded leather archer armor. Padded leather archer? Padded archer armor, not leather armor. But theocracy and ballistics for our Bohemian. He wants to make them castles. Target units a little bit better. He wants to make the monks easier to micro. But Capoch is unrelenting. He is just continuing to move forward with more and more ships. I don't know that this is necessarily the right move. You've already crippled your opponent's naval capabilities. Now is the moment when you're being besieged on land to really start pushing here. 2 castles, 3 castles. I knew the second I opened my big fat mouth and said what I said about stone, that the players would put down 1, 2, 3 town centers, 2 town centers, 3 castles, 2 castles. And keep in mind, that's 3 castles after this one. The 4th one was already destroyed. Padded archer armor as well. Masonry, architecture, anything and everything available to these civilizations to make their buildings tankier, to take a bigger punch from these Bohemians who can absolutely bust a hole through your buildings. Your settlement and a bombard cannon goes down to a trebuchet, but the treb pays the price. So 400 resources for 450 resources. Not exactly the worst of trades. Gebetos have to be so careful. These monks now have theocracy, so he can basically use these guys, right click one unit, convert it, and then right click the next unit, convert it, then right click and right click and right click again and again. What the hell were these trebs doing out here in the middle of nowhere? Okay, but they've had enough. Capoch loses 1, 2, 3 to conversions, loses 3 to a bombard cannon. He's getting a good amount of monk kills though. Capoch decides to commit into monk sniping and absolutely kills every single monk of our Bohemian, who is now monkless in Seattle. But he does have a few bombard cannons here. The Gabetos with their movement is just absolutely epic. But in come the hand cannoneers. Does anyone else feel like the 25% extra attack that the Burgundians have on their hand cannoneers should apply to the Bohemians? Or is that just me? Question for the comments section. As our Bohemian here with a few derped out hand cannoneers moves in, more and more hand cannoneers are being trained. I mean, I don't mind what Capoch is doing here, but take a look at the minimap. He is controlling a third of the island. He's left the entire south for FreakinAndy. Now, Capoch might want to take control of the south of the island, maybe sandwich our Bohemian, whose settlement continues to be under attack. Bye-bye, villager. Oh my god, he's got 1 HP. Okay, now bye-bye, villager. As he falls to his knees, Willem Dafoe style. How many relics are in this monastery? Only one. The castle is under attack. Still 3 castles more. Mining camps going up for our Malian. Their 10% extra gold drop-off is going to come in very handy against a civilization as powerful as the Bohemians. This is not a civilization you can trickle units into. This is, you need to beat the hell out of this army. I mean, this is a hand cannoneers, bombard cannons, monks. Okay, a random feudal age archer. Why did he target that archer specifically, or was he targeting the monk? That was hilarious. Of all the units you could have killed with your bombard cannon, he kills the weakest unit there. Oh, the fun things you see in Age of Empires, just like a whole bunch of dead Gabetos. Oh no, the hand cannon. This is what I'm talking about with the Bohemian army. It is just such a powerful army. And you just cannot engage into it unless you have either overwhelming numbers or overwhelming quality. And right now, our Malian doesn't have either one. He's got an army supply lead, but that's in navy. He's got 10 land army, 22 naval army. And it is, look, it's creating a nice little embargo on FreakinAndy's island. I would love if he could patrol a bit more, because right now he doesn't really see the southern tip of the island. He hasn't really patrolled the northern part of the island. So I would love to see these units on patrol, and you create a nice embargo on your opponent. You can't really move out. You can't build a dock. You can't train transport ships. And then all of a sudden, Capoch would be in firm control of this game. Right now, I feel like his score is ahead, but he's not really that in control. His army is lackluster. He's pivoting to cavalry. Are we going to get to see Farimba Light Cav? There is one out here already. It does have only a +1, so only forging on this guy right now. And Capoch is going to lose control of the relic as well. He's got to do something. He's got to do something fast. Sniping a few errant villagers here on the right side of Andy's island is not going to cut it. Get rid of this dock. And then 1 patrol here, 2 patrol, 3 patrol, 4, 5, 6 fire ships patrolling endlessly the coast of your opponent. Keep Andy locked in his base, and then you have control of all of the fishing, except for maybe some docks that might be put down on this side of the island. But squeeze your opponent from multiple angles. I mean, I'm saying all these things. It's very hard to do when there's literally an army of gunpowder headed your way with hand cannoneers who continue to derp out. Why are they derping out so much, these hand cannoneers? Bombard cannons as well. Not too sure what they're attacking here. What was... Oh, was the barracks still up after all this time? Amazing, amazing. It looks like Andy, though, oh man, he suspects that he might be rear-ended here, so places down 2 southern castles. Capoch sees it immediately. Might want to back away. Not sure your fire ship's gonna be able to survive against a castle. In come the light cav. They've got Farimba now. I see that gold crown, but they don't have iron casting, so they're not optimized just yet. But 13 attack versus 14. Let's see how bad they die here against these hand cannoneers who get injured by their own mangonel. I'm actually surprised that these light cav are doing as good a job as they are. Maybe it's these bombard cannons actually that are doing the majority of the work. But yet again, our Bohemian repels, and now he sees the light cav, and now he pumps out his halberdiers, which, by the way, look at this attack bonus against cavalry. Are you ready for it? +40. Man, oh man. We saw them take on Bengali elephants with plus 40 and then plus 35 on top of that. Where are you going? Andy conscripts his villager population. It moves in to take on the Trebs. Oh, the villagers. You are not Spanish villagers. You're not Incan villagers. I mean, you are Bohemian. You have more HP. You do move faster. And will you take down a Treb? Let's see it. I don't know what the hell took down that Treb. It looked like potentially this Treb underneath his castle here. Okay, villagers, they're not military. You have to command them to attack. Ultimately, though, all the Malian Trebs in the forward position have fallen. These 3 Trebs need to get the hell out of here, or maybe not. Maybe the Gebetos are enough. They do have numbers now. Capoch, 29 army count to 30 count to 16. He's also ahead 10 in civilian population. Monk tries to convert a Gebeto, gets the Gebeto. It gets immediately gunned down by the castle. The monk dies as well, so not a great trait there for our Bohemian. And here we go. Capoch is establishing himself to the south of the island, gobbling up even more resources. There is a monastery. By the way, all 5 relics are on this island. Another reason why the players, anyone playing this map wants to get control of Center Island. ASA frickin' P. I just don't know what Capoch can keep doing here. These hand cannoneers are just going to demolish everything he's got. The Gebetos don't stand a chance, especially not with a meat shield now, but 3 Trebs are here. The infrastructure is being gunned down. He's using the Trebs to attack the hand cannoneers. I mean, this is just endless small engages here in Andy's base, but Andy has just given up, I guess, the main part of his base. His island, he is focused 100% on here. Doesn't care about the Navy anymore. Doesn't have a single ship, and Haufnitzes are out. Absolute epic unit. Andy's got a shiitake mushroom ton of resources. He's controlling about half the island at this point. And the Haufnitze, what's its attack against siege? Plus 20. So 50 minus 1. Or sorry, 50. Yeah. Sorry, what am I? I am doing the math absolutely wrong there, but it doesn't really matter. The Haufnitze is enough to push these guys back. And by the way, he's going up to 7 of them. What the hell is our Malian going to do against 7 Haufnitzes? At least get some cavaliers, maybe? If you're going to go cavalry? You've got 1,000 gold in the bank. Capoch's army is a little lackluster for a player that has 1,300 gold. And our Bohemian is not stopping. The castles, luckily for Capoch, are on the high ground, which means they're going to take less damage, which means he has more time on his hands to repair and to push out. But this is just an unbeatable army right now. Okay, we've got a bit of an engagement here. Oh, the indecision costs him the life of 2 of his cavalry units. The halberdiers are just going to melt underneath the castle, but they're going to take a good amount of these Lycaf. To hell with them. 21 kills on 12 units. Oh, he's got to move away, though. They're underneath the castle. 12 have become 11. 11. Okay, so he still has 11. 10. Cavalry closes in. Haufnitzes also here. 4 of them now with the Treb. 5, rather. 6. Where's the 6th? What am I missing here? There he is, making his way to the back. And with the fallen castle, so fall the hopes of our Malian, whose Center Island settlement is just overrun. Wow. What a fun game. I mean, chaotic. Absolutely chaotic. Capoch doing a good job embargoing this island, because right now, no more wood. I mean, 148 wood, okay. No more wood-ish. No gold, no stone. So what can he do except plop down a whole bunch of farms while his villagers here get as much lumber as possible? Only 16 villagers on lumber. Interesting. Interesting. So you see just enough to seed the farms that he needs. And then the rest are doing what? Food and gold. Okay, so hand cannoneers are the order of the day. And I guess halberdiers, but halberdiers still, I think, cost 25 wood, right? So I'm surprised that Andy only has 16 villagers on wood, but doesn't really matter. Down to 112 villagers. And Capoch, who had a good idea here to come to the south. I say good idea because I think it was my idea to start pressuring Andy from the south. But instead of military, he was going full on civilian economic. Why? Take a look at his wood count. 50 wood. At the end of the game, he's got 4 villagers on wood. So out of 147 economic units, he has gone full on food. But you can't go food without wood. You can't build farms without wood. And so ultimately, with only 4 on wood, I guess that's why he's going economic. I'm assuming these villagers are all, if not all, then a vast majority of them are going to be pivoted here to the north to cut down some of these pine trees. But that is neither here nor there. It is FreakinAndy who from minute 1, I should say minute 9, with the very risky landfall with the villagers without loom. They got attacked by that wolf. And then they made their way all the way over here. 2 docks, a town center that almost didn't go up at 88.5%. And ultimately, he just abandoned water, let Capoch take control of the water, which means for Capoch an endless supply of food. But he just ultimately couldn't use that food to overcome the Bohemian army. And like I said, this is not an army that can be overrun very easily, especially with these annoying halberdiers with their extra bonus damage. 292 kills for our Bohemian, 252 for our Malian. It looks like villager kills not that different, only a dozen or so apart. 95 halberdiers, 106 light cavalry, peak APM in the beginning stages of the game, peak APM right towards the end of the game for our Malian. And let's take a look at the economies. Yeah, I couldn't imagine them being that different, even though our Malian had I think our Malian had a villager lead for the majority of the game. No? Yeah, it looks like it. So why did he not have that much a bigger economy? He only has a little bit of extra relic gold. He fell behind in food. Or sorry, food is the only one he didn't fall behind on. Wood, a little bit. Gold, a lot of bit. And stone, not even 100 stone difference. So fantastic. Now let's take a look at conversions. 21 out of 264 is about what, 7%? 8%? No, oh my god, my math is absolutely shitty. That's like 13%. Wow, anything over 10 is fantastic. Less than 1% conversion for our Malian. So his monk, a little bit lazier than the Bohemian monks. And ultimately, with the Haufnitzas, with the gunpowder, just Center Island falls under Bohemian domination. And Andy, with the first mover advantage, absolutely controls it. And I think he gave up water at the perfect time. He gave up water at the absolute epic moment where he just started pumping out his Center Island infrastructure. And for a while, Capoch continued to send more and more and more fire galleys forward. And I mean, the patrols are not great, but what is this? 2, 4, 6, 7 unnecessary fire galleys right now patrolling the shores of Andy's original island, while Andy just invested everything he had into Center Island to get out this absolutely destructive army of hand cannoneers, Haufnitzas, Trebs, and those ridiculous halberdiers with their 25% extra bonus damage. And with all of those units, our Malian just could not engage into the army and just took terrible fight after terrible fight after terrible fight until he could fight no longer, until his settlement was breached, his castle destroyed. The south, has Andy gotten any wind of this? No, he has not, although he sees a villager getting them berries. That's irrelevant. He has firm control of the island, especially the middle of the island, the belt, let's call it. The head belongs to the Malian, the stomach, the area belongs to our Bohemian, and the 2 little baby feet here for the Malian with the town centers, but it is not enough. And yeah, this army is just way too powerful. Our Malian just got, maybe you should have gone into Farimba a little earlier. Maybe you should have stuck to Gabetos. I'm not sure what the right answer is for our Malian, except he needed a much bigger army, and he needed it to overwhelm the Bohemian, and he just could not accomplish that. And because of that, Capoch loses control of Center Island, and with it go his dreams of a W. It is FreakinAndy who wins the game, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.